23 weird Minecraft houses, but they get increasingly weirder as the video goes on. And hey, the YouTube queen wants to see if you can subscribe without moving your hand. So keep it steady, and we'll start first with a house made of one of the most unpopular blocks in Minecraft, the birch house. Yeah, look, not exactly a favorite of anyone, right? Birch, I mean, look, the other birch blocks, these aren't bad. It's the logs that just make it so hard to deal with, especially when you got like the direction here. This just looks gnarly. And this isn't a bad build. Literally change out the palette and this is a good build. It's just that the birch is so strange to look at. It's a really hard block to work with. Well, this is weird too. What's this? We've got like a little open concept thing. We got a little pillar here. Oh gosh. Yay or nay on Birchwood Observer? A yay. Okay. Even on the logs? Okay, a no on the logs. Yeah, everyone I feel like is a no on the logs. Although, since we did a build hack where we showed off once where it was like, this looks like a piece of pork, I can't unsee the stripped thing as a cooked piece of pork. Getting increasingly weirder, keeping the same palette actually. We've got the leaning house. I mean, it certainly is a house, but it's also very weird. I can't exactly say that I wanted to live in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Oh, this is a nightmare of a house to climb through too. We've got these like weird, yeah, I have to crouch to get up the stairs because I'm hitting my head on these things. What a mess. All to get up to what? This one chest? Better be worth it. Oh, marvelous. I will say anyone who's willing to build their house like this on a diagonal, that's next level. I don't know how you do windows on this thing. I mean, maybe as like a little side thing for your house, but having it laid out like so, really tough to make look good. Here's our leaning house on a diagonal, thanks to Observer and World Edit. This looks like bad world generation. And somehow they get even weirder than this, Observer. This one doesn't look like much, but don't worry, it's about to be. Because if I were to take some bone meal and make up this giant mushroom, this is my mushroom house now. Just go up here, make my floor, and just like this, we've got ourselves an instant mushroom house. Now that makes it up in the top rope. Granted, we could also just make that the roof, and now it looks more like a Toad house in Mario. Look, I mean, there's worse things to make into your house. It's hard to call this anything but weird. That's your mushroom stew. Look, you even get to have a snack for later. You can eat the walls if you get hungry enough. I've heard of popcorn ceilings, but this is taking it a little too literally. I mean, what would be weirder? It would be the brown mushroom. At least the red mushroom could be made into a house. If you do the brown mushroom, you got what? Just like an elevation? Okay, here's our house. Okay, Observer's cooking. Oh, is this your instant house? He's cooking, but it might just go up in smoke. Hey, look at that, Observer. Wow. You somehow found a way to make the mushroom house even worse. Here we've got the infinity floor house. It's not just because we have an infinite black void, but it's actually because we have this infinite glass fog trick right down here, if you're seeing this, Observer. And this, especially if I turn off my gamma, makes it look as if we got a bottomless black hole right at the bottom of our kitchen table. Wow, what a romantic dinner. Now, if you put glass side by side like so, you just see through it. But you space it out a little bit, and then it starts to create this even greater fog effect. And now you can look through it and ooh, it's like putting a mirror into a mirror and you get this weird black tunnel. But you do this, it really opens up your real estate when you don't have much to see. Here we've got the boathouse. Now this isn't a house to store your boats, but actually it is a house that is a boat. Just by refurbishing a shipwreck, we got ourselves our shipwreck house. I mean, it doesn't work great as a boat, but neither did the ship, hence how it ended up here. You know what? For usage of space, this is actually one of the better ones, I gotta say. This is kind of nice. We got a good amount of usage out of this boat. And then having the farm here. Look, if you're not gonna burn your ships, this is at least another way to adapt to your surroundings just fine. And hey, a little bit of treasure that you find inside as a startup. Out of all the houses so far, Observer, this is the one I'm moving into. Now, living in a pale garden, that doesn't seem like a fun idea. However, the idea of living in what you get from a pale garden is somehow even stranger. Taking all of the resin, and as some people have pointed out, making a Mario house. I mean, look, you reached the end of the flagpole to get here for a reason. It's not the worst idea, but gosh, it's like so gaudy. It really looks like you're playing with one of those Mario brick texture packs all the time. Here, I'll try to go down the flagpole there. There you go. If anything makes me miss old brick textures, it's seeing new things like this. Old brick textures were great. The efficient mini house. To call this efficient is like to call a coffin efficient. Like, I guess sure, but it's not exactly where I want to sleep. But if you crawl in here, you've got all the essentials and none of the leg room. But we've got our furnaces, 2 of them in fact, a brewing stand, an anvil, extra storage, a chest. We've got a waterlogged ender chest, also lets us just fill up stuff for our brewing potions, and a farm through this waterlogged ender chest. That's great and all. I guess if you change your size, Observer, you're right. That would be a lot better for exploring this. Oh, there we go. Now I really stretch out the old legs. I got a pool now. Plenty of room. This is great. Oh, just another long day. Curl up into bed and just be like 2 pixels on the bed. Observer, let's talk about the inefficient mini house. If you want a safe place to sleep, this does technically work. No mobs are going to be able to hit me in here, but if I go into survival, I'm completely safe from all the mobs in the ow! As long as they stay on the outside and that trapdoor lid stays like that, I'm fine. I can't really do anything. I guess if I skip some seeds, I could compost myself. I guess it doesn't make you any more hidden. But yeah, now I'm in the compost. I mean, look, it's not the best mini house. Let's be honest. Okay, it's fine. Please don't kill me, it's fine. I mean, if you want a way to spend the night, that does work, but also the easiest way you're gonna find a composter is inside of a village, and the village has beds, so just sleep the night through. This here is the disappearing house, and the reason that it's disappearing isn't because we're using barriers like so, but actually, if you were to build your house out of entities and have them in the sky, you can't quite see it yet, Observer, but that's the idea. You can see maybe it looks like you got a little schmutz on your screen. That's actually because if you build with tile entities, you can make an entirely invisible pillager outpost. That is until you fly up close. These are all using shulker boxes and chests. Now, this would take a whole lot of shulkers to build with, but kind of for pixel art, it does look really cool. And you can see it pretty well when I'm flying around. It's visible just about until the point it isn't. If I fly away from it, completely disappearing base. And look, you got plenty of storage space. You can't complain about that. You know what, Observer? I'm changing my vote. This is now the base I would want to live in. The Nether house. Now, for good reason, nobody really lives in the Nether. Even with the Nether update giving us all the options to live in the Nether, you're not really doing it because, I mean, look at this. With all the scaffolding, we're right above lava. I almost fell in just holding shift. And if you want to use any of the nice blocks that we're used to, a lot of these are going to explode to gas or they're going to burn up in some kind of fire lava mishap. Even when you get here, the grass color map stinks. It's just a really ugly place to live. And then what? You go and either have the respawn anchor, which is a treasure item that you're going to have to work for, or a bed, which we all know how that ends up. Unless you're on the run from taxes, don't live in the Nether. And similarly, don't build your house out of netherrack. You know, with the texture update changes to netherrack, it does look a lot nicer. I even think you can use it as a roof block. It is one of the worst structural blocks to build with, which is probably why you're not seeing a lot of this. I mean, even if you just have your pickaxe out and you're trying to break something, it's so easy to insta-mine and just break so much of your house in one fell swoop. I will say though, with the pale oak, kind of a nice color. But I mean, we turn on the old programmer art, it's gonna look hideous. How quaint. This kind of looks like a monkey idol from this side. Do you see where I'm at? Like if I were to, like this is its mouth, I add the eyes. From the most random block to use to the literal random blocks to use, this is the whatever block house. Or this looks like something that you'll have to build when you're playing like random item pillars. Basically, you're just building a house out of any random block that you're getting, which I know Sandiction's gone and built a house out of every single block. Not even sorting into gradients or anything, just placing just for the sake of placing. Horrendous. I mean, also not safe, because now you got redstone here, and then you could have something, even if it's just like a trap door that gets powered on, and then you're falling into a pit. Yeah, exactly. You start building with TNT. But yeah, there's no feng shui in here anymore. I don't even know if this functions. The campfires, if you need any way to know where it is. Yeah, set up a smokestack just in case you miss the big ugly blob. You're gonna be privy to this one, Observer, because what we've got here is the Observer house. Now, obviously, this is only one option for the Observer house. This is the real observatory. I've got to say, it's a little weird to live in a house full of yourself. I don't know how I fell off of that. I was too impressed by your marvelous stature. Look at this. We've got like an actually decorated inside to the house. This was all just empty beforehand. Observer does not really do much inside of here other than observe. So finally having a change of pace here. We actually got some stuff placed down. It looks nice. And now you just have this like weird, like looks like you just drank milk. Like you got a straw in your mouth, Observer, and you're slurping up. You know what, Observer? Credit where credit's due. You actually have something built on a diagonal here that looks good. We've got living in your friend's floorboards. This is a nice house. Maybe a little tchotchkes and stuff. A little corny. But here, with this trap door. And now I can sneak in, not just inside your walls, but inside your floorboards. But yeah, if I want to just peek in, make sure you're doing okay. I can even tickle your feet. I am the monster underneath your bed, observer. Always watching. Sometimes we're not sure we're gonna live with roommates, so, you know, if you want to beta test it, you can go and live with them and see how it is. All right, from our friend's house to my house, this is the garbage dumpster. And as you can see, we've got our classic little bit of trash in here. Oh, we just added 2 more pieces. There we go. We got a little escape hidden out of here. Awesome. Now, I think what we got to be adding in here as well is dried kelp blocks really look like trash bags. Yeah, there you go. A little bit of stink particles emanating out of here. Yeah, this is real good. Look, Oscar lived here for a reason. Oscar the Observer. Observer the Grouch. This here is not just building wool for here, Observer, but also we're going down into the deep dark to show that if you want to live safely here, while the warden is still occupying, mind you, then by using a whole bunch of wool, you could sure enough make yourself a safe to walk base in the deep dark. Now, granted, anything else you're doing in here probably isn't the safest. Flipping over these doors, opening chests and stuff, I wouldn't recommend for that. But the wool itself, you do get a nice pallet. Yeah, let's get our, let's see if we get an eviction notice. It's fine, there's no noise complaint, it's all good. Oh, maybe there is, but it's, I can't get caught, dude. That's fine, he's just like that, he's all bark, no bite. Ow, yeah, okay, he bites. Maybe just a little bit too much noise. Fine, okay, I'll click it down 2 notches, whatever. The ice skating house. And you can't tell from the outside, but you certainly will as soon as we step inside. The idea of making your whole house's floor out of ice. And if you wanted to make it really brutal, you put down some carpet, and then you don't even notice, and you're just slipping around weirdly, which makes for a solid prank on your friends, I gotta say. I mean, granted, the stairs are a little bit more noticeable, but like this, they're just like, why is nothing working out right? I'm just like constantly slipping and sliding. You know what? I think skip the tutorial on ice isn't happening anytime soon. The only time skip the tutorial is gonna be on ice is when I die. Here we've got the honey house. Now, somehow this is even worse. All the floors and walls are made out of honey. Granted, you can't use it for a cool elevator like so, but yeah, as soon as we get up to the top here, we're getting hit by that 1 pixel on the barrel. We can't even reach the top floor. Maybe that's a good example as to why this isn't very fun. Wait, you can't even jump out of here. You can't jump up onto my bed. That's how pitiful this is. Honey blocks, very annoying to walk on for a reason. Just feels gross. Even if you're Winnie the Pooh, I feel like you couldn't get around for this. Here we've got the powder snow doorless walls. Now, you might say there's no entrance, and I just say, prepare to get a little cold. Well, okay, I guess if this is the house, leather boots. So actually, this kind of weeds out people who shouldn't be in your base. That's kind of fun. Now I can walk into my base, and inside, not bad. What about if I have like some mobs chasing me? Come on, Husk. I think this should keep me completely safe. Yeah, they won't even pathfind through it. Not bad. And it's a door they can't break down. Okay, you know what? For the price of leather boots, not bad. The floating house. Now, this is just what it sounds like on the tin. Actually, the way that we have it built here kind of looks nice. Having it lift off with these clouds of smoke into the cloud here. That's kind of cool. But I mean, look, I'm going to spend an ender pearl every time I want to get up to my base. It seems fine, but it's not, I don't know. I walk out and, oh, look, we built a floating house on a floating island in No Name. And it was cool, but was it practical? Absolutely not. Basically, you can build whatever house you want up there. So like the house itself isn't strange, but the location, I think you could have picked a better way to get a penthouse. I'm just saying. Speaking of a house that's hard to get up to, we've got the parkour house. Now, if you bought it for parkour, it's fine, but having to use parkour to get up to your house, that's pretty annoying. This looks like more like a cat play structure than an actual house. Just imagine putting this all in your like DoorDash instructions, just being like, there's a triple Neo jump you're gonna have to go. If you could leave it at my door, that'd be great. Like, sir, it is just it's a Starbucks. I don't know what you want me to bring here. But look, you get up top and a tree house is nice. A tree house they have to parkour up to, not as nice. Especially when there's dripstone spikes that threaten to kill you if you fall. Doing this in survival would just be cruel. Trying to escape mobs, you're like, oh my god, I just need food, dude. I don't know what to do. The hamster tunnel house. This one hopefully keeps you a little safer than a hamster, but the whole idea here is that it's just a house that you exclusively crawl through tunnels to get around in. Yep, here's my top floor. There we go. It's definitely strange. I'm glad we got the glass here. If this was just built into something, it would feel so creepy. Just crawl around the air ducts like this. I want to feel at home. I don't want to feel like I'm invading. What do we got here? Ooh, is it in the end? Is it in the nether? It's a Waffle House. So it's the end of the nether, basically. And if you go in here, I mean, sure, there's waffles. And if you lose your fantasy football, you're gonna have to stay here for a while. But I don't know, sometimes you can get into fights with the staff. And You know what? Putting this in the end actually feels pretty fitting. You know what? I'm full. Thanks. Oh, look, some of the stuff. Okay. Man, America's just lining up to get a taste of these waffles.
And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video. So see if they're right and have a good one. All right?